right, top of the morning to you. Alas, my trip in Manchester is now over. I am now heading back home. You catch me just on the section of putting my destination back into the map. One thing to note, okay, is this, right? So once I've put the route in and I've accepted the charging, look at that. Alternative routes is grayed out. It doesn't allow you to come off course once you have set your charging. So if you want to change routes, do it at your own risk, I will say. But yeah, it doesn't allow you to do that. I am going to, because to check the usage, the efficiency, I'm going to reset everything. Boom, so everything's reset there. Okay, first stop. Coffee is very much required. I do notice that when I'm heading back home, the M6 is a slight incline. I don't really have an altimeter to check all that, but even when I had a gas-powered car, I would use more fuel going back home than I do coming, because there's a bit of a slight incline. So here, this is one of the features I love best, is my 360 view. Anyway, let's get out of that and let's have a look at some metrics here. So 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, 53.7 miles done. All right, let's talk charging. Now, before we talk charging, let's talk coffee. Now, every service is on the motorway. You can stop and get some coffee. But if you're fussy about your coffee like me, I am a Costa guy, then you may want to have a Costa coffee. Now, the thing is with a Costa coffee, as I go into better light here, thing is with a Costa coffee, if you want a human to make it, you have to stop at every other services. You can get it at every services, but at the ones where it's not the major chain, you're gonna have to get it from a machine in the W.H. Smith. And unfortunately, it's the same thing with the charging. So I drive a BMW i4, and my BMW, as soon as I put my new RFID card in the app tells me that the places where I'm going to get the best charger would be from Ionity or BP Pulse. BP Pulse is free. Ionity is at a reduced rate of 24p per kilowatt hour. Here's the problem though. The Ionity chargers are at the services that has Starbucks, and the Costa ones tend to have grid serve. And so therein lies a little bit of your issue. So I stopped for my coffee. I don't need a charge right now, but these are grid serve chargers. And on the grid serve ones, it's 48p per kilowatt hour right there to do if you need to do any rapid charging. Essentials have been sorted. Time to hit the road. All right, the sun's coming out. The battery is warming up a little bit. Temperature outside is a bit warmer, 17.5 degrees. And as you can see, the consumption is getting a little bit better. So we've done 93 miles. We're clocking on. It's looking beautiful. One of the best features about this car is the lane keep assist. Now, I don't think you can see my head-up display there. It looks a little bit dodgy. But the lane keep assist, I've got that on there. And literally I just got to keep my hand on the wheel to let the car know that I'm still here, but it takes the sting out of driving. But to get it, you need the Tech Pro pack. All right, let's talk about something funny. So you see that sign we just passed there? The speed limit says 60 miles an hour average speed. And what is really funny is the fact that some people don't understand what that means. So they get to these yellow cameras that are stuck up in the air, and then they slam on the anchors because they realize that they're going too fast. And then as soon as they pass those cameras, they keep going. Now, I'm a maths teacher, and I know that average speed is calculated by doing the distance you've traveled divided by the time taken. So if it says average speed of 60 miles an hour, the way this works is you got to drive at 60, because if you get to the next cameras too soon, it doesn't matter how much you slam on the anchors. At the end of the day, you're still going to get a ticket, because they'll figure out that because you got to those cameras too quickly, you've been driving too fast. I just wish everybody understood that that's what it means. Let's deal with a few things I'd like to mention here. So first of all, gone are the days when we depended on electricity. Oh, I can't even pronounce it right, but it was very poorly managed, and it was on all the motorways. It was rubbish. Now, literally, everyone has the opportunity to charge their car at any services, because they've all got pretty reliable services now, whether it's InstaVolt or Ionity or GridServe or whatever. You can charge your car wherever, so don't really need to worry about range anxiety. Okay, all plugged in, waiting for the golden handshake to take place. It looks like it's taken place now. I am at 16% charge, and that's climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing still. 118, 120. Oh, look, it's still climbing. This is beautiful to watch. Like, bit expensive though. 59p per kilowatt hour there. Touched my BMW card again. Painless experience. Very, very good. I came here on 16%. You know what would be nice though? You know what would be nice? Being able to watch Netflix on my screen while I wait, or YouTube or something. So BMW, if you're listening to my crappy little camping channel where I've now started talking about my BMW i4 with the intention of obviously talking more about what it's like pulling a trailer, because that's the whole idea. I will be taking this car camping. But if you're watching this, you know, sort that out. You know, while I'm sitting in the car waiting for some juice, it would be nice to be able to be entertained a little bit. So and I'm not jailbreaking my phone to do it, so just sort it out. So quick update, I've been charging now for 7 minutes and I'm already on 40% charge, 134 miles. I probably won't stay here very long because obviously it's quite expensive to charge here. Okay, here comes the next party piece. My feet are not on the pedal, and we are in just, well, it's the M25. What do you think we're in? I am making no decisions with the driving. Speed limit is 40, even though the car is saying 60, it's actually 40 up on the gantry. I've set it to 40 on the cruise control, and it is just doing all the driving. Look, it's just slowing down now, look. There you go. I am not touching the pedals at all, and it's gonna come to a complete stop. It does take a lot of guts to trust the system though, but in traffic, I got no work to do. It's steering and stopping all on its own. Okay everybody, so I am inching along the last couple of miles to home. Let's talk the numbers. So here you can see the numbers, and if I touch on that, then you'll see that I've regenerated or recuperated 7.5 kilowatts. I've driven 252 miles. Now I'm running on 19s, the hand-cooked tires. I'm really, listen, I'm really happy with this car, okay? Yes, there are some things that could be sorted out, like for example, but to be fair, no, scrub that. Forget the things could be sorted out, because the only thing that I was going to mention that could be sorted out is that we have that Tesla-like experience where as soon as you put the thing in, the car gives you loads of options. This car only gives you one option of where you can stop and charge, and who knows where that will be. Today it sent me to a Shell garage that was charging 59p per kilowatt hour, and it was out of my way. Like, it took me off the motorway to do it, which I did find a bit annoying. So yes, you do have to do a little bit of homework, but don't you anyway? Because look, most of the times you're going to be going someplace that you're familiar with, and you will know the stop routes along the way. And even if you don't know the stop routes along the way, no one, and I mean no one, is going to be driving for hours on end without even stopping for a wee. And if you have to stop for a wee, guess what? 99% of the times there is going to be a charger there, and a reliable one at that. And there's going to be spaces, because let's face it, at 20% take up on electric cars these days. Nah, you're gonna have spaces, and you just pull in when you go for a wee. You charge your car up and just plug it in. It's gonna cost you very little money, and by the time you come back, especially if it's a rapid charger, you're gonna have more than enough to take you to your next stop. So it's not anything I would say you'll need to worry about per se. But my experiences so far has been great. Like I said, I don't want to take away from the channel to say that I'm focusing too much on the car. The focus for the next few videos will be on the car, because the next time I take it out on a long journey, 0.7 ton trailer will be attached to the back of it, and I would really like to see what that would be like, taking the car up to Norfolk, 169 miles away from home. So I'm not really pushing that boat out and going well beyond the battery capacity. 169 miles, even with the trailer attached, theoretically should get me there without any problems, but it all depends on the weather, the terrain, and so on. So let's see what that is. Amazing car though. So if you're thinking of getting a BMW i4, I would say get it. I can't tell you anything about comparison with Teslas. This is my first fully electric car, and from my experience so far, I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I'm a BMW guy, I like my Beamers, so I wouldn't trade it for anything else right now. This is the one for me, even at 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Anyway, I ramble on. For now though, I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.